Dream Team, it's your boy Neal, back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with Top Gear, Making Fun of Americans compilation. This will be part 3. Y'all watch what y'all say, because I don't want to have to throw none of these paws, you feel me? Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe, ring notification bell, give the video a thumbs up. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But then they go and put it on the wrong side of the car.
It must be really annoying having to drive along like that all the time. Why don't you just put it in front of the driver like we do?
Yeah.
And here we saw the most amazing wildlife yet. They are the funniest creatures on earth, aren't they? Why are they so funny? Americans, I don't know why, but American tourists, and I know we watched in America, we're not saying they're all like this, but when you travel, you're hysterical. Sadly, the Americans departed, leaving us with nothing to look at except some hippos.
Okay, and I'm going to start with another American car. And it's this, the Pontiac Solstice.
Yeah?
It's fantastic! Look at that little two-door, two-seater coupe with...
The reason why that
What? Hang on, just can I get... What do you reckon of that? Can you see that? That is a nice-looking little car, isn't it?
What do you think?
Nice car.
Yes.
Looks like there's a chap here's got the point. It looks like a TVR. The reason it looks good, Richard, is because it looks European.
Fine, and
But the difference is it has a 2.4 litre engine from which the Americans have managed to extract 170 brake horsepower. 170 brake horsepower from 2.4 litres. We don't want that, no way. While you're on the subject of Pontiac, okay?
Yes?
When they start talking about cars, like I don't know a whole lot about cars. All I can tell you is if the car look good or if it look bad. But I can't tell you nothing about what's under the engine, nothing about what kind of horsepower it should have, or nothing like that. So when they go into that, I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know what he's talking about. But when he diss us and saying that, like the first diss, we was like. He said, "Oh, look at this! Look, they're the most interesting creatures that we've ever seen, or so." It is a group of Americans. That was funny.
I was really hoping you wouldn't do that.
This is the Pontiac Aztec.
Yes.
This has a 3.4 litre engine. 185 brake horsepower.
I will concede it looks like a badly built
That don't look
conservatory.
good.
It's horrendous.
That don't
It
look
is
good.
absolutely shocking, and this is the sort of rubbish. You can look at that. Look at it. It's awful. Awful.
Absolutely terrible.
Ugly. Exactly. We don't want that.
Agreed.
This
Agreed.
looks fabulous. Has a live rear axle, just
I like
like
that.
a Morris Marina. So, here
is a
in the
trifle
civilised part of the world, that's a no.
But you must be very looking forward to a right-hand drive Mustang, Richard Hammond.
Yeah, you'd think. No, not really. Because I don't want a right-hand drive Mustang. Once it becomes right-hand drive, it's like it's trying too hard to be British and sophisticated and something it's not.
I know what you mean. It's like when Americans come over here and start using words like bloody.
Yes, isn't it? It's exactly that.
It is, and they say, I'm going to the bloody pub.
It doesn't sound right. That's the
Exactly, it is.
Or they say mate. They try and say mate, but it just doesn't work.
Yes, because they think that we're Crocodile Dundee, because
Yes,
it's all the same, except actresses.
Yeah.
So that realistically should be called, now it's coming here, the Ford Bloody Quid Mate.
Yeah.
That's its name.
Ferrari is made by Craftsman in Maranello. This is made by 2 fat blokes in Kentucky called Bud and Bob. This plastic comes from the same plastic they used to make newsreaders over here.
That's the same colour as well.
And if I can liken the whole global car industry to the human body, Toyota is the brain, Aston Martin is the face, Cadillac is the stomach.
And Alfa Romeo, as we discovered last week, that's the heart and soul.
I am a bit worried about this bit though. But with being in an American car and everything, it's a corner.
If you gave a European engineer 8,300cc to play with, he'd come up with a damn sight more than 500 brake horsepower. We can get that much these days from a pencil sharpener.
Dang.
And also, European cars are rather less ostentatious and vulgar. We grew out of chrome wheels in 1972, except in Cheshire, perhaps.
It's the all-American Roadster. Apart from the bits that are German, which is quite a lot of the underneath stuff, in fact, because this Chrysler is based on the old Mercedes SLK.
That look nice. Like, the car looks good. You feel me? Like, I would definitely drive that. I really like the look.
Not a very good recipe, to be honest, because the old SLK was a bit naff, and the Americans can't build cars. They especially can't do interiors for some reason. I mean, this centre console's been finished off with a tin of that silver aerosol paint you get from Halfords, and that glove box lid, that looks like it came off a larder in the 1970s or something. They really have dropped a bit of an Eastern block with that one.
My right leg is on the American continent. My left leg is on the European continent. So, my right side wants a burger and my left side wants an espresso.
The Americans.
My right side wants a burger and my left side wants an espresso. How can you be? You can't be on the American continent and the European continent at the same time. What do you mean? What do you mean? You can't do it.
It wants a burger and my left side wants an espresso.
The Americans have announced their green car of the year.
Oh, good. It'll be a Toyota Prius. So
Isn't.
Electric thing?
It's a Prius Toyota.
No.
It's going to be a Prius. So
It isn't. I've got a photograph of it here. There you go.
That's not a Prius.
No, that's
Whoa.
a 6-litre V8 Chevy Tahoe.
Oh my God.
Absolutely not joking. No, it's a hybrid. They put a tiny weeny little electric motor in it somewhere. There you are. That's a hybrid. And they've fallen for it. Does 21 miles to the gallon.
That's green.
It is very green. Actually, the funniest thing is the judges for this, okay? Do you want to know who the judges are? The American Green Car of the Year. One of them was Jay Leno.
Oh, he hates cars.
Yes, apart from his large collection of Ferraris and Porsches, he hates them. Carroll Shelby.
Oh, he really hates cars.
No, Carroll Shelby was the man who put the 7-litre V8 in the ACAs to create the Cobra and spends his time now...
Supercharging Mustang.
He does, yes. He puts superchargers on Mustangs. And the other judge was, he's called Jean-Michel Cousteau, and he's actually Jacques Cousteau's son. I'd love to have been in the... when they were discussing it. Shut up, you goddamn Frenchy, cheese-eating surrender monkey.
Poor bloke, when he walked in that room, it was going to be very exciting. I'm a judge, and they were there drinking petrol, and supercharging their chair.
Because Shelby would be going, I know what a hybrid is. It's like country and western. How big's your engine?
5.7 litres.
7-litre V8 motor.
160 horsepower in the Buick.
It's 200 horsepower, okay? How do they get so few horsepower from a V8 motor?
I don't know.
The ultimate off-road toys are the buggies. This idea began with the Honda Pilot.
So for a 7-liter engine, what should the horsepower be? He said they got 200 brake horsepower. What should the brake horsepower look like? I'm intrigued to know. Y'all hit me in the comment section. Because like I said, I don't really know when they be talking about the car. I don't really understand the disrespect. Because I know we're being disrespected, but I don't understand it. Because I'm like, I don't understand cars. So y'all help me out. What should the brake horsepower be out of a 7-liter engine? What should you get?
Pilot. Brilliant. But it didn't have a differential. And that meant cornering was tricky. This scared a lot of Americans, and Honda, being a big company frightened of lawsuits, dropped it, which opened the floodgates for everyone else.
It's a stupid, childish fun. I tell you what though, one interesting thing. When this thing goes on sale next year in Britain, it will make the job of the police much easier. Let's pull these over and go, open the boot. Whose head's this?
Sadly, after the events of September the 11th, it's no longer possible to just go and visit the flight deck and see how a plane works. But then, of course, when you leave America and go back into the free world, anything's possible. There's Tahiti.
You see, Lotus already had disc brake technology by then, but they wouldn't put it on a car that was ordered by an American because they thought the Yanks would nick the technology.
Hammond?
Yes?
Do you own a gun?
Why?
Have you found
Oh
the little
my
cubby
God.
hole behind the sat-nav screen in there?
Here it is. Yes, I found it.
That's where you put your pistol and your Bible.
Okay, that one might be accurate, Clarkson. That's where you put your pistol and your Bible. That one might be pretty accurate.
Support the troops. God bless America.
This has to be the worst example of American-German cooperation since a chap called Adolphus Busch arrived in the States, tasted the water and thought, I could make beer out of this.
And we ended up with that headache in a can called Budweiser.
When the German...
I will say Budweiser's absolutely awful. Budweiser's absolutely trash, dog. One of the worst beers I've ever tasted. 100% agree.
and the Americans work together, even the sky isn't the limit. See that? The moon? It was German scientists using American money that took us there.
And oh dear. The Americans lecture the world on democracy and then won't let me turn the traction control off. It's supposed to be a big, bad, dangerous muscle car. Although sure, you might hurt yourself.
It is interesting actually because American fire engines have really stupid engines. I've got a picture of an American fire engine here. Guess what that's called?
Fire
A
engine.
fire
No,
truck.
it's called the igniter. It is. I mean, how does...
I've already got a fire.
Exactly. It should be called the extinguisher. It's like they've probably got an ambulance called the hemorrhage.
Right, they're unbelievably easily amused, and that's why they're able to make NASCAR exciting. It's just some good old boys going round in a circle, and they go, oh, hell, I don't pay to watch that. 250,000 people turn up to watch it.
Because it is a good sport. It's a great thing to watch.
Hammond, you would say that because you're an American.
Not an American. I'm not.
Hammond, you've got a Stetson, you've got cowboy boots, you've got chaps, you've got a Harley Davidson, you've got a Mustang, you'd like to get a beer, and you put cheese on everything.
I don't. I'm not American.
You have made a living out of being an American. Your Saturday night programme is a fat man falling off some foam rubber. All right, hey, we'll watch that. And they turn up in their millions.
Oh my God.
I'm not an American.
Look,
No.
Hammond, I wish the Americans ran a decent sport. If they got Formula One, it would be fantastic because they would say, look, let's have sprinklers coming on at random points during the race, and that would be fantastic. And there'd be no more stewards' inquiries, and there'd be no more of this, oh, you got a 10-second drive-by penalty, because that just ruins the race. They say, okay, Hamilton and Massa, you don't get on after the race, in your boxes, on the winner's podium, slug it out.
Undertaking. This is allowed in the United States and America.
Keep
And you
lying,
can see
dog.
why. People just don't use their mirrors. It was a problem.
One of the big problems I have is that I'm sitting over 10 feet from the front of the car. The bonnet itself is
Oh my God.
6 inches long. Power! In Europe, cars are built to the nearest millimetre. In America, it's to the nearest foot.
Come on, you wazzock.
An image of aggression.
That joker look fast. Don't know what kind of car that is, but that look fast. That's all we got for part 3, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, ring notification bell, give the video a thumbs up. It's your boy D Neal. Out.